Hey, Mark Swanson, MTC Media, Ryder Cup. You knew I was going to do this. We have our picks for session one, morning foursomes. We're going to start off here by talking about who is favored as far as what team is favored. And these odds are all going to be based on FanDuel. USA is minus 150. Europe is plus 170. A tie is plus 1200 for the event. I know on paper most have talked about it when you're talking to people about golf that are golf people who aren't worried about the odds and stuff like that. They're going to tell you that on paper Europe is the favorites, but as far as FanDuel, I'm sure they have their reasons. The U.S. are the favorites. So match one: DeChambeau, Justin Thomas against John Rahm and Terrell Hatton. DeChambeau and Thomas are plus 125. Ty is plus 600. Rahm and Hatton is plus 105. Now, this match is very interesting because when you really look at it, DeChambeau and Thomas are combined 2 and 5 in Ryder Cup and foursomes. But there is a certain piece of me that, as much as I like Terrell Hatton, if you've ever heard me talk about Terrell Hatton, you know I'm a big fan is. He can tend to be up and down. He can tend to get into emotional swings, non-emotional swings. And John Rahm, we have seen it where his putter kind of escapes him a bit. So, you know, we all know DeChambeau has tried to make this out to be this Ryder Cup. He used to face a Team USA for this Ryder Cup. I don't know if they elected him to be the face. Did he elect himself to be the face? It seems like to me he probably elected himself to be the face. But that's why I thought it was very, very smart that they put him out first. Putting him out first, you're going to have that crowd amped up. You're going to have him amped up, like the whole kit and caboodle. And that's why, even though their record is bad, I'm going to lean toward the USA, DeChambeau and Thomas, to beat Rahm and Hatton. Match two: Scotty Scheffler, Russell Henley, Ludwig Arberg, and Matthew Fitzpatrick. Henley and Scheffler are minus 165. Ties plus 600. Arberg and Fitzpatrick's are plus 195. I was a little surprised that Henley's playing foursomes on the first day. But I can understand that if you were going to play him, you were going to match him up with Scheffler. I'm not a big fan of this pairing, and I do like Arberg and Fitzpatrick, and mainly when I say that is I like Fitzpatrick in the sense of the four golfers. He could be the one that has the slightly better day than Scotty, and then if Arberg or Henley can steal a hole or two, then that helps. I see that more towards on the European side than the U.S. side. So I like Arberg and Fitzpatrick plus the 195. Now, if there was ever a match where I would bet all square for that plus 600, this might be the match of the four foursomes in the morning that I would do that with. Match three: Colin Morikawa and Harris English against Rory McIlroy and Tommy Fleetwood. English and Morikawa are plus 210. Ty is plus 600. McIlroy and Fleetwood plus 155. You know, on paper, it's hard to pick against McIlroy and Fleetwood in this pairing. Not only should they win, I mean, for me, if I'm the Europeans, this is one of these matches that I probably don't want to see anything past 15. So it should be a blowout win. I think for the Americans, if the Americans pushes this match to 17 or hole 18, then I think in a way it's almost, you know, you don't get a point for it, but it's almost like a good win that you're pushing them to play more holes. And that's important in the Ryder Cup because you want to get, especially those first day or two, you want to get matches over. And so if they can push this to 17, 18, that would be good for the Americans. But, I mean, you can't bet against the Europeans here unless you're just trying to just throw caution to the wind. I like the Euros here in this match. And match four, which is the last match, Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay against Robert McIntyre and Victor Hovland. Cantlay and Schauffele is minus 105. Ties plus 600. McIntyre and Hovland are plus 290. Schauffele and Cantlay get paired up no matter what the competition is. I mean, if you invented a competition tomorrow, they're going to be paired up. Um, Hovland and McIntyre is an interesting combination. I think Victor at times gets wild. I think Victor at times he looks like a world beater, and at times he could hit it in the lake on any shot. It's hard to describe because I'm a big fan of his, and it's just hard to describe how he looks at times. Cantley and Schauffele, you know what you want to get out of them every single time. But this is the one that I am going to recommend or predict, or however you say, that it will end as all square. This is the one that if I was betting it, I would bet plus 600. So for me, I have the U.S. getting what's this 1-1. Where we going here? 1-1, 1-2. Yeah, 2.5, 1.5. Europe afterwards. That's what we're looking at. So again, I'm happy this thing is about to start. I'm happy we're about to get going, and I can't wait. So again, I'm going to try to in between sessions do one for our 4-ball for the afternoon matches. We'll see what my schedule looks like. I'm also covering Virginia, Florida State tomorrow night, so I have to get down to Charlottesville for that. But I'll be on here, so please check back with us. It's Mark Smarts, MTC Media.